Coach, you hit your first 3 threes of the game, jumped out to that 11-point lead. After that, what did you see? What went wrong?
We compiled a lot of mistakes, and like I told the guys, I think a mistake is always okay because you always have the chance to get it back. But it's always hard when you make a mistake, you're thinking about the mistake and making another one. And I think that it's not just the same player, but 3 mistakes in a row, compiling those mistakes is like when runs happen. And I thought that, at times, obviously I got to help the guys better with having new groups and new lineups and all that stuff. So obviously that's part of my job. And tomorrow we watch film, we do some walkthroughs and start building from there. But, I thought that today that was the reason why we didn't compete into the game. I thought the guys fought, but the purpose, the focus, and compiling those mistakes, that was like what we have to be better at, right? So, it's one more in the NBA, move on and be better than the next one, which we'll be excited to play next game.
You have any update on D'Angelo?
No, he just got hit in the shin, and he had discomfort, and we decided not to play him. But other than that, no.
You always talk about effort. I know you said they fought, but since the 5-minute mark, I think at the second quarter, you were down double digits. What did you think of the compete and the effort since that?
Yeah, I think it was, like the fight was there because if you I think that we cut it like either to 20 or under 20, and then that just tells you that the guys are trying to do the right things. Again, 3 mistakes in a row happen, and then they take it almost to 30. And those are the things that we want to learn from. We want to be a group that, the resiliency comes. Sometimes when you're getting beat, what happens, you have to accept it, but you got to keep fighting. And when you're losing by 20, you want to be willing to cut it to 10 at the end of the game, to cut it to under 10. And that mentality at the end of the day, if you get used to it, and same thing the other way. Sometimes you'll be up, and if you're up 20, you got to go up 25, up 30. And that fight cannot stop. Either way, we all want to be on the winning side, but sometimes it's going to happen. And I want our guys to have that in their nature, not just be like, 12 minutes left, we're done with this game. We're not done. And I think that's important. We gotta keep showing the fight, which we did, but with purpose. And again, like, that's good that it happens now. That's how we build, and that's how we learn.
Obviously, with the amount of injuries you guys are dealing with now, there are going to be other guys that see opportunities. What did you make of how Tyrese played tonight?
Tyrese has been great the whole year. Tyrese Martin. Yeah, he's been great. I mean, he's been consistent in the rotation for the most part, and he's taking advantage of his opportunities. And starts not just right now, starts in the summer when he was fighting for a two-way spot, and he did all the right things every single day, built relationships with his teammates. He was a great teammate the whole year, and now he's getting NBA minutes and doing a great job. So can you control if the ball goes in? Today, he scored 16, 1 for 7 from 3, but I like all the shots he took. There's going to be games that he's going to make all 7. Like we all remember him against Phoenix, right? So I don't care if they'll go in or not. I just care about his day-to-day work, how good of a teammate he is, and, like the great job he's done so far. So he's taken advantage of his opportunities, and that's why we love him.
Just in general, when players like Tyrese, like whoever, are thrust into a role where suddenly they're handling the ball a lot more, they got more on their plate, are there specific, what do you want to see from them in that situation when they have more to do?
Yeah, me personally, I don't want to overwhelm them because, like you said, in a new role, and now there's not many different things that we can run if we haven't practiced or we haven't had the time. And you have to be simple and do it really hard, and with a spacing's got to be perfect, and the 3 things you run, do it very well. And I think that that goes a long ways, and you still can give yourself a chance. But I give all these guys credit because, like you said, they're put in situations at some point that they're not used to, and they still like trying really hard and supporting each other. All those things are really good for our group.
So with Ben being ruled out, the calf soreness, just when did that pop up?
It was in his pregame warm-up. He had discomfort in that calf, and that's why we decided to keep him out of the game, and we'll reevaluate him, and hopefully we'll get him back.
You spoke earlier about guys making mistakes on top of mistakes, and then it just snowballs into a run. This was probably the most that a team has played zone against you guys. What did you make of how the guys handle playing against a zone when it comes to like running the offense and getting the shots you want?
Yeah, I obviously have to rewatch the game, but yeah, I don't think the zone was necessarily the reason why we lost the game or the mistakes happened, because a lot of the mistakes came like throw-aheads and like early outlet passes, which that can happen maybe once a game, but I remember that it happened at least 3 or 4 times. And again, when you compile those mistakes, I always tell the guys, I'd rather have a shot to the rim than a turnover. And, giving them confidence that those 14 turnovers are mine, and then this extra 8 that we had today, we have to hold each other accountable for those. And for sure, we were not good enough.
You talk about ball pressure a lot. Reese Beekman is one of your new players. It seemed like he brought that tonight. What did you like out of his game from a two-way perspective?
Yeah, and that's the reason why we really liked him since his time in college. His ability to create turnovers and deflections and pressure the ball. So I really like how he keeps his chest in front of the ball, and definitely I'm a big fan of pressuring the ball. That's how you win a lot of NBA games. Is you create points of turnovers, try to win the possession game. So I'm happy with the way he played. Thank you.
Tosan, welcome. What was your first experience playing for the Nets like here tonight?
Yeah, really pleased to have gotten the opportunity. Obviously wanted to win the game, weren't able to do so, but just blessed to be here and meet the guys for the first time.
Coach said you could learn something from this, flush it and move on. What is it that you could learn from this before you do forget about it and move on to the next game?
Yeah, I think just compete always, play for one another. There was just stretches in the game where I think it was a little sloppy. We were kind of compounding mistakes. So being able to recognize that after the first or second one, regroup, refocus, and then keep pushing.
Hey, Tosan, welcome. It's kind of been a whirlwind for you. You signed the two-way contract just less than a week ago. Now you're here at Barclays Center. Amid a team that's made a few trades, going through a lot as well, what is, the individual or the collective mindset when things maybe are changing or things are unstable? How do you, stay focused to your job, so on and so forth?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely nothing to, complain about. Is what down to the individual part. This is, what I work for, these type of opportunities. Again, really blessed to be back here. So, everything that comes with it, I'm ready to take it in my stride and kind of attack it. And then collectively, like I said, obviously I just got here, but the team spirit's, high. Like I said, it's important to compete. It's important to talk through things as a team and kind of take each one game at a time.
You were coming off a pretty huge game for Long Island coming into this game. What is something that you're trying to take from your G League experience now that you're at least getting some rotational minutes in the NBA?
Yeah, I think it's important to, carry the confidence over. Like you said, playing the G League this year, had some NBA minutes last year too. So, I've been here before, and important to just carry like I said, the confidence, kind of to this stage. New group of guys and obviously a bigger stage, but not much else changes. It's still basketball.
Nets fans that didn't get to see you play much at Princeton when you're on the West Coast, just how would you describe your game and what you bring to a team?
Yeah, I'm a versatile player. Both ends kind of can do a lot of things, and really just about the team and about winning, play winning basketball.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
What's up?
What's up, Keon?
How you doing?
Good. Last 29 minutes of the game, you guys were down double digits, but Coach said the fight was there. How did you think the team fought the rest of the game?
And I think dudes came in and still competed to the end of the final buzzer. It's just something Coach Jordi mentions a whole lot on the bench, and then even outside of here at the Barclays, but we just got to come in and fight and take every moment and just continue to grow with it.
How disappointed were you didn't win that jump ball with Embiid?
I was a little bit heated because I felt like I almost had him too. So, but yeah.
And the drive you took at Drummond, were you thinking dunk going up and then you had to change? He just changed your trajectory?
Yeah, I was initially thinking just drive it, but after I had got in the air, I was like, dang, I could have dunked him. But that just goes back to watching film and continuing to learn as game flow keeps going. So.
Pre-game, Jordi said that the best way to get better is by playing like in-game reps. Nothing can simulate that. Do you feel that you playing with the ball more in your hands, getting to, decision make a little bit more, do you feel yourself improving because of that?
Yeah, I definitely do. I also believe that coach plays a big part into it too, just constantly giving us the confidence we need to go out and compete. He gives us the freedom to go out and play the way we want to play, but also wants us to play hard at the same time. So he keeps it very simple for us.
Keon, after a loss like this, who are the guys in the locker room? Like, is it just, one thing Jordi said when he was up on the podium was, it's just the NBA, you rinse it, you get rid of it, you move on. But, after a loss like this, and you guys have had a couple of them now here in the last couple of weeks, like, who are the guys in the locker room who are, challenging guys to get better and, being vocal leaders in that regard, especially when you got guys like, Dennis and Dorian gone now?
I think it's a collective effort. Everybody in the locker room wants to win, and everybody goes out to win. So, I think that it's just going to take everybody to fully lock into our individual standpoints on what we need to execute. But, we got a young group, so, over time, I feel like we'll be more and more comfortable in winning situations.
Keon, just to kind of follow up on that, is it hard, from a locker room standpoint, from a player standpoint, when you guys are being asked to go out there, play hard, and execute, and then, there are trades going on, over y'all's heads, and that, it's disrupting, the flow out there, or like any type of synergy that you guys, keep trying to create?
I wouldn't say it's hard. We all understand it's part of the business, and it's what we signed up for from day one. But one thing we can control is what's in front of us. So night in and night out, we don't know who's going to be laced up. We don't know who's going to be playing, but it's just even better opportunity for everyone to be prepared, knowing that hopefully your number's called.
In Milwaukee, we saw you guys kind of run a flex action to start the game and like a bunch of variations on that. How do you think Jordi Fernández and the staff have done implementing offenses really on the fly? Because the roster you have available every night changes so much. So what have you seen kind of from them in that regard?
Just how versatile the game plan can be. Our principles stay the same night in and night out, but I feel like Coach Jordi does a great job of being able to execute in different ways, whether D'Lo has the ball in his hands or sometimes I may have the ball in my hands, but just getting guys the open look.
Keon, you said a while ago you didn't feel like your role with this team was solidified because you were still looking to prove yourself. You've started the last 13 games, and that's been, through different injuries to, Cam Thomas, Ben, Keon Johnson. When you look at, how much you've been playing recently, and the kind of good games you've been having, do you feel any differently about your role with this team, or do you still feel like you're trying to prove yourself to Jordi or to anyone else that's watching you play?
Night in and night out, I'm always trying to prove myself and just show what I can bring to the league and to the table for my team. But man, I feel like each night I get more and more comfortable. But my role doesn't change. It doesn't waver. I know that I come in, play defense, play as hard as I can, and then everything else will solve itself. So that's just what I've been focusing on night in and night out. Appreciate it.